Zarya guide to Overwatch 2, some tips and tricks from Overwatch 1. This is part of a series. I've done like 10 or so heroes by now. So Zarya is the most OP at the minute. Everyone's complaining about her. With the change to one tank on each team, she got some juicy changes where she can bubble herself twice now. So instead of like bubble for your teammate, bubble for yourself, you now have 2 charges, so you can bubble your teammate twice within reason, or you can bubble yourself twice. So if you're playing ordinary ranked, I'd say the best thing to do, what I do anyway, is prioritize yourself, because you can't trust the people on your team unless they're going for some really obvious play and they're on comms and they've like showed themselves to actually be good. At the start of the fight, at the start of the game, I'd push out first, get some charge going, and just take threat straight away. Don't let your, I don't know, if your DPS has got an ult, or the Genji is just going ham, like, I don't know, you can try and weave in a shield for them, but I find getting value out of the self shield, it's just so much better, because I'll E a Genji, and then the bubble will break, and then he'll get cocky, he'll dive into that room, and he'll die. So to prevent that, I'm just like, right, I'm just not even going to bubble you, I'm just going to run out first, take some chip damage, and hopefully get the fight started so bloody Genji doesn't just 1v5 and die. So where do we even start? I'll give you some, what else changed? The right click changed, her grenade launcher. You can actually boop yourself further now than you could in the past, so you can actually get to weirder places. In the past, you had to do some like really dodgy maneuver, like, you can't even do it in here because ceiling, but you have to like do that, wait for it to come all the way back down, and then go boom to even like stand a chance of getting on there. So great change. They give us some rocket jumping. Use this to get to some cool places. A cool thing to do, a bit of a niche trick, is let's say, I don't know, you want to fire your grab off, you can do some dirty like boom grab, like you can do like a cheeky little grab angle that people won't expect. You can do it for around corners like boom. But yeah, let's start with some more basic stuff. And the right click and the left click, I have a habit of not using my right click, but both of them are disgusting. As soon as you start getting charge, she just does so much damage. She can sort of like just clean the team up on her own. So it is just insane. Like, she's got 2.5 seconds of invulnerability with a bubble. So watch when I put it on this bot now. 1, 2, 2.5. Like, it lasts for like pretty much 3 seconds, it feels like. So that's, it's just broken. It is just OP. Like, the people are out of the fight for too long. Like, it just lasts too long. So thankfully she is getting nerfed in what, a couple of days, on the 15th. So this is going to last 2 seconds instead of 2.5 seconds, which is very, 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 very needed. So and she got an extra 75 health. So she's got half shields, half health, and yeah, she just, I don't know, she just got way overtuned, changing to one tank on each team. So I was saying as well, Roadhog is in a similar boat now. Like, as soon as you nerf Zarya, Roadhog and Orisa are just going to be absolute menaces, because Orisa is already a menace. People just don't realise it yet. She's unkillable. She's got such short cooldowns. She's got so much uses. Like, Orisa just baffles me. Like, I think people will catch on to Orisa as soon as people stop complaining about Zarya. But Roadhog's in a similar boat. I was saying in Overwatch 1, if you leave Roadhog exactly the same, he's still going to be one of the best tanks in Overwatch 2. And they kind of did that, but they added him, they gave him an extra 100 health, and Whole Hog now is actually insane. Like, in the past, any little noob could cancel your Whole Hog, but now you can like weave your abilities in with your Whole Hog. If you get stunned, you just stand up and start using it again. So yeah, it's great. So with Zarya, where should we start? At the start of the fight, let's say we're doing a rollout, or let's say you're defending. You want to try get some charge before the fight, so find your little choke point, just like bloop, 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 bloop. Try get like some charge before the fight. Obviously, don't waste your shields. Like, if they're like right here and then they start pushing, I don't know, like you've got to, within reason, like try and top up at the start of the game to get a bit of advantage on your shield. Find out where the choke points are. Find out where people spam. Like, find out the dirty angle where Hanzo, Torb, like Soujourn sit, and just sit in that angle with your like big meaty body, and then press shift at the right time. Or if someone's going on an absolute suicide mission, save your E for them. it depends what tanks you're against, I guess. Like, if you're against a Roadhog, you should always keep, like, one shield in reserve just to, like, deny his kill. But a good Roadhog will just be, like, using that against you. It's like, they'll just, like, pretend to do the hook, so you kind of, like, sat on a shield the whole game. So, I don't know. It's hard to give tips and tricks because it depends on your team, and it depends on how good the players you are against. It depends on team comp. It depends on a million things. Like, it depends on how good you are, how good of a day you're having, blah, blah, blah. So, generic advice I kind of want to avoid because click the red, don't get your red clicked. It's kind of how you play every character in this game, but essentially you don't want to be like tanking out in the open like this. You want to be near something to like hide. So I've got like some, I've got my shields up. So right, I've popped one, got some charge. Okay, I'm only down to one shield now. I'm getting pushed. Like I've got another. Okay, I've got no shields left now. I don't want to be fighting like this. I want to be like kiting like this. Like I'll just be running away. I've got my shield back. I can press it. I can push them. Okay, back off, back off, back off. And then it's just like rinse, repeat, in and out, in and out. Use your cooldowns to their advantage. And then what can I say for an ult? Graviton Surge is just insane. It's one of the most game-changing ults. Like you can literally just win the game by getting a well-placed Graviton Surge. You can pull people off payload. You can like this on King's Row. Here's a good example. People like are set on when they use grav, they're just like, I'm gonna use it right in front of me, right here on the ground. But it is dirty. You can do some like disgusting long range snipes with it, and you can also pin it like high up to drag people up into the sky. So let's say King's Row, you're going through like an archway and they're using the payload as LOS, you can just be like, boom, put him up there so he gets dragged up there above the payload. But you do have to be careful with that. You have to know the radius of the graviton. But yeah, just be flexible with graviton. It has a million uses, and it can be used like, well, I'm in danger of repeating myself there, but there was more I wanted to say. What do I need to say about her? Oh, the left click and the right click. So when you do graviton someone, depending on your charge and depending on like prio target, like if there's like an adder on 1 health, maybe just get rid of it quick. But in general, when there's like a bunch of people, you want to be like weaving in these right clicks, and I don't want to aim for the head because if I miss, it's gonna like go past them. But if I like aim where the shoes are, even if I miss, the splash damage is still gonna hurt them. And you do this thing called juggling. Like this also works with Soldier 76. But essentially you can like bounce them in the air, and then they're easier to kill because they're bouncing. So yeah, get used to juggling them, bounce them at the feet, aim at the feet so even if you miss, you get some splash damage, and just keep juggling them, and you sort of get used to how the explosion like sends them in a different direction. But yeah, and then weave your punches in. Like this is the amount of times a punch will get me a kill or add to a kill is unreal. Like I punch so often, and I see people not punching, but it's just free damage that you can weave in without aiming. Like here, rather than just like, I'm gonna right-click punch, so it's like, look, I've just done so much more damage. 3 bars of health. Let's find a full one. Oh, we'll have to do it on this guy. 3 bars of health gone, or that. It's like it's an extra bar and a bit of health just weaving that punch in. So I'll kill him now. Like it's insane. So right-click punch is great burst. Take advantage of it. But my favourite thing is just getting 100 charge and just like melting everyone like this. Like if they're spread out, use your laser beam. Be scary. Know when to push. Like this is it. When you get 100 charge, it means you've probably spent your all your bubble charges. So then what a lot of like noob Zaryas do is, oh, I've got 100 charge, let's have it! And then they get headshot by the Hanzo because they're on low health, they've got no shield charges, blah blah blah. So get 100 charge, just be like, wait, okay, I've got a bubble, let's go. Wait until they're even looking at me, and then boom, bait them out. And then because you've waited so long, you probably have another charge, and then everyone's dead. That's all it takes. So in a team fight, most of the time, I kind of ignore the tank. Like I'll have a bit of a fight with the tank here. The second I've got some charge going, I just run straight through him and just start laser beaming, blowing everyone up. So don't get sucked into the trap of just like fighting the tank all the time. You're more useful just melting all the people around the tank. So yeah, prio other targets rather than the tank, and you don't even get ult charge as fast off the tank. So yeah, prio other targets, but hit the tank if there's no one else in range. Great combos with Zarya is Ana once you graviton, if Anna has a grenade available, it's basically a guaranteed kill if she throws a grenade into a graviton. But now that can be cleansed by Kiriko, so it's going to depend. It's going to be team dependent. It's going to be skill dependent. But literally, Zenyatta pops his ult. If you've got an Anna grenade, you can just throw it in there, and then everyone will die, even though the Zenyatta's wasted his ult. Like a 13-second Anna ability can cancel Zenyatta's ultimate. So try and combo with graviton. Pharah's a great combo, Hanzo's a great combo, literally anyone's a great combo. Like, a support is enough. Just make sure when you're doing graviton, you've either got 100 charge and you've reloaded. This is a big thing. A lot of the times, I'll get too eager, I'll like get a 4-man grab, but then I'm on like 25 bullets, so I only get 1 juicy right click before I have to reload. But that just comes with practice and time. So make sure you reload before you graviton. But then there are those situations where a millisecond window has just opened up. You don't have time to reload, but you see a perfect graviton window, so just get it out. Like, do you know what I mean? All this advice is flexible because it's going to depend on each team fight at the end of the day. Like, this game is a game of milliseconds. Like, there's team fights I've won because I've got 1 health. There's team fights that I've won because my cooldowns were like 0.1 seconds ahead of the other team. So it is very dependent. There's a lot of like, there is some luck, but it is, yeah, you can't win every battle, so keep a positive mental attitude, I guess. Try not to rage at your teammates, try to communicate with your team. So what I'll do is find out what your ult button is. For me, it's Z. So I'll literally, as soon as I get my ult, I'm just pinging it like this, so people know. And then as soon as we've like regathered, or as soon as we're like grouped up, I'll be like, okay, and I'll press F on comms, like, hey everyone. And then I'll be spamming this just before I do it. It's like grab, boom, let's get it. And then you want to like right click, and then you can like weave your punches as well, like that. You can even transfer targets, like boom, boom, boom. So just get maximum damage out of the game if you can, and you'll stomp. Zarya, realistically, you should be doing top damage unless you've got God DPS or you're against DPS / teams which are like running away from you. You will be pumping like. Most of the games I'm doing better than my DPS just because Zarya is a DPS that also has a shitload of health. She's just insane, man. The damage she puts out is unreal, and the fact that you have 475 health and you're the tank is just mind-blowing. She's such a god. So yeah, I'm in danger of rambling now. I think that's most things. Let me just read through stuff, see if I can remember anything. I think that's it for now. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Love you all. Who do you want to see next? Peace.